What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ant, GodMade32 on Instagram, and today we back with another episode of HoopFaxxx featuring Tyron Criswell. Let's go! And yeah, guys, we're finally back with another episode of HoopFaxxx, man. It's been so long since I put out one of these podcasts, man, one of these sessions. I'm so happy to be joined by somebody who a lot of you guys know from the channel, man. It's my homie, it's my teammate, Tyron Criswell.
Yeah, man, I finally came back to the channel. Look forward to answering some questions, and it was a great season. You know what I mean? We locked in now. You know what I mean? We locked in.
All the way. For the people who don't know you, like where you went to school at, I mean, what your major was and shit like that, how long you was there?
So, Tyron Criswell, aviation_TC on Instagram. But, man, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, so I'm a Midwest boy.
Shout out to the Midwest.
Yeah, shout out to the Midwest. Went to a decently sized high school. I actually played football growing up. Football and basketball, but I was taking football more seriously growing up.
Shit, bro. What's the name of your high school, G?
Benson High School, man.
Shout out to Benson High School. What's y'all mascot?
You don't want to know. I be hesitant because people be laughing. We was the Benson Bunnies. Hey, it was one of the, like,
Hey, hold
they
on.
tried to change it to the Running Rabbits when I was a senior. And because they were trying to make us look a little tougher.
That shit don't help.
Like our mascot, it looked like he was like foaming at the mouth.
Oh my God! It's a rabies bunny.
Yeah, he was like, he looked swole. He was foaming from the mouth. The Benson Bunnies, man. Shout out to y'all. My brother went there. My dad went there. So it's a lot of our history.
Now I know why he didn't want to say that shit.
Yeah. The mascot was very controversial. I went to junior college right after, called Central Community College. In Columbus, Nebraska. So it's about 2 hours from Omaha. So I was pretty much still at home. Was going home every weekend still.
Lucky him.
Yeah, it was a good time. But that's where I grown as a basketball player.
Okay.
Junior college. Got Junior College Player of the Year 2014.
Shout out to you.
Yes, sir. So after that, got some Division Ones. I went to the University of Nevada, Reno, HoopFaxxx. So
that's better.
Yeah, I had a better mascot. After that.
Hey, that bunny crazy. Anyway.
Yeah. So I actually chose that college because my mom happened to live in a small town in Herlong, California, which was like an hour away from Reno.
Gotcha.
So when it was a no-brainer at that point, she was able to see every home game. So I was like, yeah, I need my mom's there to watch me. So
that's smooth as hell, boy.
Yeah, so that was a big part of my decision, and I mean that was 2014 through 16, and I mean that was my college kind of career leading up to it.
But you mentioned your family before. I know that's a big part of a lot of our lives here. Brothers and sisters, family life. What was that like?
So I only have one older brother.
Gotcha.
One older brother. He's 7 years older than me. And
little boy.
Yeah. So it's just me and him. I'm the youngest. He played football, so that's kind of why I fell in love with football growing up first.
It explains why you be running into an over motherfucker
exactly.
like you do too.
Yeah. Because he's the one who told me, like, once you get some size, like, go through everybody.
Exactly, so, as you should.
That's who I looked up growing up, because he was a beast. Middle linebacker. He's like an inch taller than me, and he has a football body.
Yeah.
So big dude, like 240, like he pretty big, like 6'5".
I'm 242. What you talking about?
Right. But yeah, so that's the only sibling I actually have that's blood. So.
Got you. Give me the backstory on you, man. Well, what makes TC, bro? What gives you the edge? Because if you're familiar with his game, you've seen highlights, you actually see games of his, you know that this man plays with a ridiculously high motor. He plays with an edge that is hardly seen by a lot of hoopers like that, and he plays with an explosive personality that definitely highlights itself almost through every play that he's in. So where did you get that from, man? Like, what is that? What brings that out?
Honestly speaking, my dad's passing. So my dad passed away when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
And I was in high school. That hit hard, obviously. Mom was going through it. Me and my brother had to be strong for her.
For sure.
Try to get her, because, I mean, as you can imagine, she was going through it. Wouldn't go to work, just at home all day, every day. So that's when we convinced her to go back to California, move with her parents, my grandma and grandpa. At that point, nothing was in Nebraska for her anymore because my dad is actually born in. That's why we was in Nebraska.
Yeah, because that's where his folks is from.
Exactly. So once he passed, I was 17. I feel like that gave me that edge, like in everything I did, sports, schooling, because I knew he would want me to graduate high school and college.
For sure.
So I think that's what really gives me that edge, like, because I mean he was an athlete as well, and he played football. He was a wide receiver. I actually have his jersey number tatted right here.
85, right?
85.
Right.
So jersey number 85. He was a wide receiver, athletic. He was like 6'2", but yeah. So the football kind of runs in our family, but I think that's what gives me my edge for sure. Every time I play, before the game, I pray to him. I pray to God as well. And I just tell him and God to keep me healthy before that game, and I come out and I play hard.
Yeah, man. Believe me. First of all, I just like to say, even though we had these conversations before, my condolences again on your dad's passing. And I could tell from like the first moments we played together and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's another edge. There's another layer to it. You know what I mean? Like, because people don't just like play like that for no reason. It has to be something else that like makes them have that next gear. You know what I mean? And like I said, from our first couple practices, I knew you had that next gear that was definitely needed. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everything that you've done so far, and I commend you for everything that you have done in your life to overcome such a tremendous loss in your life. You know what I mean? So
appreciate it.
Ain't no problem, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta give the guys their flowers when they deserve it. You know, and you, as the man that I've come to know so far, bro, you've been nothing but a stand-up guy, and I can only put that to your parents and people that you were around in your mindset up until that point and past that point. You know what I mean? So it's always been love, G, and I just wish hopefully you have nothing but the best going forward. But as we're talking about that though, like that edge, that drive that you have is something that catapulted you to get to the levels that you're at, because the JUCO journey is not secure for anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to go from JUCO to a D1, especially when you weren't a high level recruit from the start, that's always something that I commend people for, because I did the JUCO journey as well. And to take that next step, while certain people not making the NBA after their college journey, that's a big mark on them that stops them from even competing anymore. Sure. To keep it going and to go overseas, I know that was another major leap for yourself as well. So like, what was that like? What was that mindset like? Give me the rundown on the coming up to the league situation and then the challenges of going overseas afterwards.
Yeah, so I actually have a interesting story about that. So I had a good senior year. We actually did play in a post tournament, not the NCAA, not the NIT, but we played in the CBI championship, or CBI tournament, won the championship. So I actually did play in a postseason tournament. So I'm very blessed to be able to do that as a senior, because not a lot of seniors was even able to get any postseason.
That's a fact.
So that very highlighted and helped my senior campaign. You know what I mean? So after that, I was getting, rumors about G League, and at the time it was D League, NBA D League at the time. And in Reno, they had the Sacramento Kings D League, which was the Reno Bighorns at the time.
That's always a blessing that where you're from has a built-in NBA team there. That's always going to push you forward, because those people are there and listening to everything that's going on and seeing the plays. Because they're actually around the town, but my bad.
Exactly. And then in Reno, it's no pro teams. It's only the Wolfpack, the college teams.
Yeah.
And at the time, the G League, they're not there no more. But at the time, it's just them and the Bighorns.
Yeah.
So, the draft was October 30th. At the time, my mom was like going through some stuff, paying bills wise, and I wanted to help out. So I got a quick warehouse job. So I graduated in May. The draft was October 30th. And so between that time, I'm working at this warehouse.
Yeah.
And last kind of thing of the day, just pick up this one thing, put it on a truck, tie it down, clock out, we done for the day. So me and this other guy was trying to be quick. Let's do this and get out of here. We both didn't put on no gloves, and then this long, I don't know if the camera can see it, but I got this gnarly scar right here.
And put your palm up like that.
This gnarly scar. I don't know if y'all can see it,
yeah.
but 26 stitches. It was just a freak accident. Went to go pick up some sheet metal, throw it on, slice me. Long story short, I don't got no feeling in these two fingers. Okay. So when this happened September 13th. And I remember these dates because, it's life changing.
Oh, for sure.
So September 13th, and then the draft happened October 30th. So I got drafted by the Reno Bighorns.
Lovely.
So I'm in the training camp for them, Sacramento Kings G League. And so I come to training camp, wrapped up hand. They're like, what happened to your hand? I said, oh, it's just a little cut. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to play through it. Meanwhile, I still got the 26 stitches all in my hand. I'm playing hard, diving on the floor, trying to stand out, trying to get that spot. Because once you in there, you're still not solidified.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? So trying to get that spot, playing hard, diving on the floor, boom, hits the ground, bandage fills with blood. And they're like, that's not a little cut. Unwrap it. These 3 or 4 stitches popped out.
Oh, wow.
Just hitting the floor that hard. So when that happened, they're like, and this happened during a preseason game. So I played 2 preseason games. One, I think it was versus SLC, Salt Lake City Jazz team or whatever. And then the second team was versus the South Bay Lakers. Okay. And that's when I got hurt.
Oh, man.
And then after that, they cut me. Said, once you heal up, hit us back. But this game is so recyclable. Once you're out, it's very hard to get back in.
Yeah,
so
for sure, man. I think one of the things that people learn in this game, we learn what real life is like on a very early level, because you realize that you're replaceable. That some people feel like they're irreplaceable in life, but when it comes to these jobs, there's a new guy turning 19 every day.
Exactly.
There's a new guy with your same skill level that's coming up right behind you.
Younger.
That's still years younger that they could mold and they could put into and be the player that they want them to be, without the injury, without the attitude problems, without the family dynamic that they don't like. You know what I mean? Right. So whatever it is, whatever the case may be, we just have to learn to roll with it and move on from that. But after that kind of setback, how you move forward?
Yeah, so after that, I heal up. Obviously, I reach out to them. They, wishy-washy, don't hit me back or whatever the case may be.
Shaky.
So at that point, I looked at other options. I'm healed up now. I start working out again. I found out about the TBL. Okay. So that's the year I was like, okay, learned a little bit more about the TBL. It was their first year.
What year was this?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
I was still in Thailand at that time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so 2019, leading up to that, I found out about the league, and I got picked up by the Mesquite Desert Dogs.
Yeah.
First year in it. I think they was only in it that year, and then I don't know what happened to them after that.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I played there. It was kind of a filler, could I still play type of situation. Right. And then I played well. I ended up getting newcomer of the year, and then at that point, it gave me the confidence, okay, I'm still good. Because for a while after this, and then I wasn't getting callbacks, I wouldn't say a full-on depression, but I was definitely down. I was moving different. I was like, damn, I might have really ruined my career just to work a couple months to help family out. Yeah. So I was down, but once that happened, I realized I could still play, and it was a blessing at that point.
Yeah, man. I think just that talk that you just made about bringing up depression and stuff like that, I feel like that's very, very real. I think that hits a lot of players, a lot of athletes at different times in their lives, and it's just the bounce back. How can you come out of that? And to be honest with you, some people never do.
Yeah, for sure. I know a couple players.
Either they fully succumb to it, self-deletion, whatever, or just physically they let themselves go. Mentally, you 100% let go mentally, and then you just commit to whatever you're doing. And not saying that going back to a normal life after basketball is a fail, but I just know for the way how we view it, once you get acclimated to a certain level, taking a step back now, it definitely feels like you're losing something. You're losing a part of yourself. You're losing something that you've worked the majority of your life for, and it definitely hurts. It definitely puts us in a weird mental situation. So believe me, if anybody don't understand that shit, I do, bro, because I didn't understand what depression was for a long time, and I didn't even realize that I was depressed until I came out of it myself. You know what I mean? When I graduated 2016, and I started getting the messages that I was getting from people because of what things that my coach said, basically blackballing me from like going to another level and stuff like that. I was in a major downward spiral because I did everything that I thought I could physically on the court to make sure that I would be okay, but because of dealings and personal agendas and basketball politics, we watching this, you know what basketball politics are. That certain things didn't happen in the way that I thought they should have happened, and things happen, but you just have to find a way to bounce back from that. You have to find a way to fight through that, be mentally strong, understand that there are still people counting on you in different ways. So I think those are the threads that I held on to put me in that mindset to get out of my own way in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? So what was the first country that you went to outside of the U.S. because I played in the TBL as well, and the TBL is used as a gateway league, man. It's used to get your film. You're playing against American competition. People from overseas love watching people play against American competition because we're still viewed as one of the best countries in the world for basketball. So if you could play in America and you're playing at a high level in America, you can play anywhere in the world. Which you said, and you dominating the league in the way how you did, getting newcomer of the year, doing the best that you can on your team to get your team to where they needed to be. After that situation ended, like what was the next steps?
The next steps was my first contract overseas was Palestine, actually. So it was one of those should I go type of situations because it's a lot of
infighting, political confrontations, religious confrontations going on in that side, Israel and Palestine.
Exactly. So took the deal, first time overseas. Played in Palestine, lived in Bethlehem. It was a crazy experience. I went to all these temples and went to Jerusalem because a lot of my teammates was Palestinian, and they couldn't even enter Israel because of everything that goes on. But obviously I could with my American passport, so I was able to see both sides of life. And it was crazy to experience. But that was my first place other than America, and I actually loved it. The Palestinians and the Israelis that I've met personally, they're nothing but love. I haven't obviously between each other.
Love lost.
No love, but when it comes to me and just my experiences, it was a great place to be.
I think that's one of the biggest hurdles that when it comes to going overseas, especially to certain countries that that there's tension in those countries. That there probably some type of wars going on in that country, but you don't know exactly where because of the lack of information that we have about exactly what's going on. Certain times that there's a language barrier, so you're not sure about all the news that you're getting about where you need to go, what you need to do. And I think just getting over that hurdle and understanding that while there's some places that it's very rough to be at, I don't think that for the most part, because there are certain countries, certain teams that just don't care about the imports, don't care about the players that they bring in, and they will just put them in dangerous situations. But for the most part, if they're bringing you in, they're going to set you up in a decent situation.
They know
they know where and where not to go, and they're going to inform you about all that. So I think, just getting over that hurdle, like you said, it was all love. That when you got there, and that's all I've experienced so far. I haven't really seen any horrible things except for one time in Tunisia. But I'm not even gonna get into that right now. Boy, I seen some crazy shit in Tunisia. After Palestine, where was next?
After Palestine, so I actually finished 80% of the season. Broke my foot that same season.
Ooh.
First year out, broke my foot. Had to come home. Rehab. Obviously, I didn't need surgery the first time because I broke my foot twice.
Wow.
Stupid. But first time, didn't need surgery or whatever. Came back, rehab, and then...
How old were you at this time?
I was 23.
Okay.
23.
Young man. Okay.
Yeah, because it was... I might have been 24 because this happened. when I turned 22, and then I was out for about 6 months, and then TBL. Yeah, so I might have been 24.
Okay.
24 when I went to Palestine, and then after that came back again, rehab, and my first. Actually, after that, that's when I did the tournaments in China, the tournaments in Thailand. So they weren't full seasons, but I was in both spots for like a month and a half.
Okay, cool.
And I played like 20 games in both places.
Was it in China? Was it like the Moneyball tournaments, or was it like a tour?
It was like a tour.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it wasn't the Moneyball tournaments, but it was like a tour, and we was going against like Serbian teams, Bosnian teams.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my next deal.
Yeah.
Playing in China.
Okay.
So the next one, that's how I got to Bosnia.
Okay.
So I played in Bosnia, full year. It was playing well. We was number 1 in the league, and then COVID hit.
Oh man.
So it's just like, dang, like COVID hit. Came back, obviously, just stayed in shape, and then the last 2 seasons I got here. After that.
Yeah. So I think. When COVID hit, everybody was at a different place in life and stuff like that. So you were getting adjusted to overseas life. I was getting a little sick of overseas life at that point, and I came back right before COVID. So you left. You played the 2019 season in the TBL. Yeah. I didn't play that season. I played the 2020 season in the TBL.
During COVID, or when it was
before COVID hit. So like I wanted to come back and establish myself in America, that I could still play against Americans, because I was overseas. I was making decent money. I was been playing in Thailand for like the last 2 years at that point. But a lot of comments that I was getting is, those are just Thai people, this and the third. Even though I was playing against the imports, right. They were just like, "Yo, we need to see you against."
You're always gonna have those people saying
ridiculous. No, I was having ridiculous numbers though. Those numbers are some of the best numbers I ever had in my life, like off the charts, like. Right. 20 games like on a almost weekly basis, triple-double games almost every month. You know what I mean? So like it was nuts. It was nuts. So like people didn't believe those numbers. They wanted to see it against quote unquote real competition. Right. So I came back to the U.S. I played in the TBL that year. We were number 1 in the league at the time, coming up on in March, and I remember it because my birthday's in the end of March. We're like a month into the season at this time. I'm getting looks from G League teams at the time. They're scheduled to come down and see us on the 26th, because we had a game on the 26th, 4 days before my birthday. So I had 3 G League teams scheduled to be in the building on the 26th. Okay. For that game, I'm dominating the season. I think I was averaging something like 18 and 14 that season, with 3 block shots and shit. And it was just an amazing season for me, because I was back home. I was healthy. I was proving something to not only other people but myself. And it was just a great place to be in mentally. And then COVID hit. Shut everything down, sent everybody home, and we just had to sit down for damn near a year and a half. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what?
And COVID literally took out a lot of basketball players. Yeah. Playing overseas. Yeah. Overseas or in the league. Well, not so much in the NBA, but in lower leagues and overseas, a lot of players just like they either got hella out of shape and then they just kind of gave it up. Yeah. Or like they just never got back into it. Exactly. Got another deal. So COVID definitely messed up a lot of people's careers.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it messed up a lot of people's mindsets too. And I'm not even just talking about on a basketball wave. Like, think about all of the other people that were in their jobs, in their ways in life, that was making a way for themselves, and then just sitting in the house for that amount of time really set them back. Now imagine a person that is physically active for a living, and then you can't be physically active for a year plus. Right. It's 8 months, 6 months. It's done for you. No, it's not like you could go get rehab and you're like getting it back. No, all the doctor's offices is closed. Right? You're at the house. Right. So yeah, I think that's when I got to my YouTube things. To be honest with you, like that's when I got focused on it. I had to put my focus and my drive into somewhere else to just keep my mind fresh. You know what I mean? While my body was going to do its thing, I was still relatively healthy. So I was like, if I put my mind to it, my body gonna bounce back. But at the same time, it was just like you got to keep your mind busy. You can't get stagnant. You can't get acclimated to this and make it feel like, yo, this is normal. But yeah, I think it worked out for the both of us. At the end of the day, we're here. Right, you know what I mean? In whatever way that it took, we came back. You had your film, sent your film out. I had my film from the previous year. I sent that film out. I had clips from what happened in that past year in the TBO before COVID hit. So I used that to send it out. And I think my first country right after COVID was Chile. You know what I mean? Where did you go right after COVID? That's here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, first time in Indonesia, yeah.
Yeah, so what was that like? What was your first time in Indo like, man? Because we're going to talk about this one for a little bit.
Yeah, first time in Indo it was amazing. I mean, I love it out here, honestly. I love it out here. They show nothing but love in Asia. And I felt like I got a glimpse of it when I was in China, when I was in Thailand.
Yeah.
That just Asia, I mean, they love basketball almost as much as America, if not more. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so they're fanatics out here. So when I heard about the IBL, I actually, like, my agent told me about the IBL, and at this point it was like 6 months or something before the draft.
Yeah.
So I'm like, most likely, I was telling myself most likely I'll be somewhere else by then. I probably won't even go there or whatever. Yeah. But I told him to put my name in just in case.
Just in case.
So I had a couple deals fall through. I actually had one in France that I was like super close to go to.
That was the one that you wanted,
yeah. I was about to go there. And then last second, they decided to bring in the player they had the year before. I guess his season ended or whatever. And they know his game or whatever. They was like, we're just going to go ahead.
Yeah, they're just going to stay with what they know.
Exactly. So literally the day, like the next day they was supposed to send everything to me. I was going to sign it. We was talking about a week at this point, 2 weeks. But negotiating and all that. And then that fell through. So after that fell through, it was like 3 months left before the IBL draft.
Right.
Then I had something in Iraq, believe it or not. And then that's another situation. I was like, should I go? I don't know really what's going there.
Exactly.
But, you know, the Middle East pays well. So I'm like, I don't mind it. If I know I'm going to be safe, I'm going to be in a good, living situation. Like, the money's good. It's not going to be late. Why not? Like, I'll do it. Same situation. We didn't go get as far as the France one. It was like 4 or 5 players they was kind of looking at. They just didn't go with me. So I was like, all right. And that happened like a month before the IBL thing. So I had 2 things
before the draft.
Yeah, before the IBL draft. So I'm like, all right, well, my next thing is the IBL draft. And then I didn't really have anything after that.
Right.
So I'm like, all
right. So it was either this or nothing at that point.
Or nothing at that point. Yeah. Or I would have just kind of just stayed in shape and just seen what else eventually, hopefully, popped up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then the IBL draft came. I watched it live. They picked me like 3rd to last pick of the 2nd round.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was only like 5 picks left, and they picked me like almost the last pick, and I'm like, I'm in there.
At least I'm in there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm grateful. Like, I get to play again. I know I'm going somewhere again.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was excited. Once I got here, it was nothing but love. I already love spicy food, so like it was like.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue. That just honestly made me more excited about coming. You know what I mean? I was like, I know the food's gonna be fire.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, it was just amazing. The fans are great. The fan base, the IBL as a whole, very professional when it comes to, the media standpoint of it.
Yeah.
You feel like you're an NBA player.
Facts.
Just based off everything you have to do here, like press conference, post conference, interviews after the game, like everything that's involved in the IBL just makes you feel valued.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and what was the name of your first team that you played on here?
Pacific Caesar.
Okay. So, Pacific.
Yeah, it was a
shout out to Kenyo and
yeah, shout out to Kenyo and the other young bull, I forgot his name. He had to go home for whatever reason, but it is what it is. And then my teammate, I met amazing people too from my first year here and then my second year here. All the teammates, American and Indonesians, there's nothing but love. So
yeah, man. I just say from my time here, man, it's been a great situation overall. Like you said, the IBL itself is an amazing organization that does its best to keep everything on the up and up when it comes to facilities, for the most part. When it comes to just media, different clips, the way how the staff moves when you're in the building. They make sure that everything you need, you know where you need to get to. They get you everything that you possibly need while you're here. So I respect it, man. And just talking about this team that we're on, man, the Tangerang Hawks. They have been a world class situation, like overall,
for sure,
man.
Sure.
From what we've heard, different horror stories that we've heard from other players in the league, the Tangerang Hawks have been an amazing organization. They kept things 100%, and while you might feel like you're in the NBA while you're on IBL time, the Tangerang Hawks make you feel like that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, everything is taken care of. If we need anything, it's a phone call away, literally. Yeah, man, shout out to people like Indra, people like Rice, Coach Joe, you know what I mean, Coach Daniel, Dewey, like everybody
involved.
Everybody's involved. My mom, everybody involved have been doing their thing, man. You know what I mean? They put us up with.
Arnata.
Shout out. You need to shout out Nata. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta shout out Nata, man, because I've been reached out by other players that previously played out here, and they've complimented our staff, and they're past players as well. They've played other places. I've played other places where the medical staff is just not it. So if you get hurt in some places overseas, it's tough. Like you're just hurt.
By yourself.
You're just hurt. You got to
barely get ice.
Exactly. So got to shout out the medical staff here, man. As soon as I felt any swelling in my knee, felt anything wrong, they're on it.
They're
around the clock, and that's amazing. That could have. If I was in another situation, who knows? I could have not finished the season out because of something happened. So, like, I'm super blessed that I had them around me all year. And
for sure, I think about it that same way too. And I look at it as a top down situation. You know what I mean? Because of Pak Rama, because of Pak Ruli, because of the Prasita organization, the Tangerang Hawks really had a blueprint on how to run an organization and how to do it to be 100% business all the time, but still have that family care in there from everybody. And I think that's one of the things that I am most grateful for here, because everybody was here to help, from the highest person in the organization to the lowest person here in the organization. You could reach out and talk to them almost at any time if you needed anything. If you have any questions about anything, they was always here. And yeah, it was just amazing, man. But since we're talking about this right now, man, for the fans that are going to be watching this, man, let's talk about the season for a quick second. Like, okay, what do you think about? Give me a quick synopsis on what you thought about our season, man.
Our season was it was a lot of ups and downs, but we did finish strong. Not strong as we wanted to finish, because we put ourselves in the situation we was in.
Yeah, for sure.
If we started the season out right, or at least a little better, we're definitely a playoff team.
For sure.
We're definitely a playoff team. We were, I say, 2 pieces away on our team, like, for sure making it, like, with no questions asked. But the guys we had and what we've done with the guys we had, because we came into another group. I did it last year too. We came into a group that was, most of them were young, and they don't have that overall confidence level yet. Still, you know what I mean? In basketball, don't quote me, but this is just my opinion on it. Basketball is 60 to 70% confidence.
Especially if you're a shooter.
Exactly. So whatever you do, you gotta have the 1,000% confidence in whatever that special thing you do is. And that's, whether that's shooting threes, that means you're taking every shot that's open and you taking it with confidence.
Yeah.
And if you miss 3 and everybody knows you're a shooter, you're taking the 4th one.
For sure.
If it's a good shot. You know what I mean? So that confidence level, the guys they needed to work on through the year, and they eventually got it. I feel like we all clicked too late.
Yeah, we clicked on the back end of the season.
Exactly. And if we would have had that at the beginning, there's no way we're not in the top 5, I feel. top 5, 6. Like, no way we're dropping 7, 8. Like,
for sure. I truly believe that. I think the beginning of the season we started off on a bad foot. I think it just took a while for everybody to click, everybody to mature, everybody to really accept.
To buy in.
Yeah, to buy in and accept what was needed of them every single game. You know what I mean? Because we have players that would do it for a game, a half a game, a quarter, but 2-3 games later, that player is not showing up like we needed them to. And I think just as they matured, as they bought in, as they got that grit, that confidence that he was talking about, you know what I mean? We really took like the good cop, bad cop approach to it through the season. You know what I mean? He was good cop throughout the season. You know what I mean? I'm over here. I'm trying to get them as mentally strong as possible. I wanted them to be able to, if they could handle me talking to them throughout the season, that means anything else they come across during the season is just going to blow right over their head. It's going to be nothing to them. And I feel like towards the back end of the season, that really started happening because we came down to some real high pressure moments. And a lot of the guys that I was telling you about in practice, I was like, this one of the guys we could count on, that one of the guys we could count on, because I've been talking to this guy nonstop for like 2-3 weeks, and he's not budging, and I like it. You know what I mean? Like, people like Nick stepped up. You know what I mean? Winston had so much growth over the season, so much growth, so much mature until he got his confidence. Danny is a machine.
When I tell Danny every day, like, you remember, I tell him every day, look, you're the best local in this league. And even if he doesn't believe it, I want to keep telling him so that way he eventually starts feeling that way.
Yeah.
Then he's in his bag.
No,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? Then he's playing well. He's playing up to what we know he could do.
Yeah. Then you have people like Fabio, who just came in and was not starting at the beginning of the season, did not have a secure spot, but within the first month, he secured his spot as a second big off the bench.
Right.
Secured it. Sometimes, because when you would start, he would have to be a starter. You know what I mean? Because we play 1-1 here. We both can't be on the court at the same time. So when he's starting, I'm on the bench, and there's another big there, and we had another big who was about 6'5", 6'6", big body. But I'm be honest with you, man, he wasn't. Fabi came and took his spot within that first month, and he never got that back, and he just kept drifting further and further towards the back of the bench. And Fabi just really locked that up, showed so much growth. We had professionals, veterans like Risky on the team that was just there. When we needed him, when we called on him, you know he's not going to be able to do it every single night, but when we need him, he's going to be able to tap back in that bag of go into young Risky for us real quick. You got people like Andreas that grew so much. Yeah, his growth this season, mind-boggling. And Andreas is one of those characters that, man, he's a really funny dude, man. He really
that man's always clowning.
Yeah, he's a really funny dude, man. He loves the game so much. He loves being a part of the game so much. And when he was not able to do what he wanted to do, it hurt him so much till it started affecting his confidence. And I feel like that was his biggest hurdle at the beginning of the season, getting over that part, getting back into his confidence. And I think you definitely helped him a lot with that, like getting that part down, getting his confidence back. But once he got his confidence back, there was no stopping the bull, man. Yeah, there's no stopping the bull, man.
Because I mean, he's versatile. He's 6'4".
6'4".
at the wing, like if he can shoot threes.
I really do believe that if Andreas get everything good, he's gonna be one of the legends in this league in 5 years.
For sure.
With everything that he could do, with everything that he could do, if he locks in on defense,
that's the only thing he still needs to grow in. Yeah. His defense.
One thing at a time, though.
One thing at a time, exactly. Because he's still young, too. He's 23
for sure.
So he's still very young. He has a long career in front of him. Granted, no injuries or anything happens, but long career. And, I mean, I want to see him 5 years from now and kind of see where he's at. Because I feel the same way, bro. Like, with guys like Risky and guys like Teddy, because Teddy even grew
Man,
he got the most improved player.
I can't even believe I forgot Teddy, man.
Yeah, Teddy was the most improved player.
One of the candidates for most improved player, and I ain't gonna lie to you. For me, Teddy has been one of the key players for me because Teddy gave me some of my classic dunks in the year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You up a couple of times.
Couple of smooth times to where I was catching bodies because of Teddy. You know what I mean? Because you cannot leave Teddy open because Teddy will make a layup. He'll smoke one too.
Right. Yeah. He'll definitely smoke a couple. Like, hey,
smoke. Nah, he gonna try to do something so pretty and he gonna smoke it. But you have to guard him because if you don't guard him, he might make it and make you look stupid.
Right.
So like Teddy got his trust level up, his passing up this year so much to where like he started to trust me, started to know where I'm gonna be, know when to drop it off for the most part. But hey, if it was get a bucket time for Teddy, you know all I'm trying to do is box out so you can go ahead, Teddy. I'm like, hey Teddy, run right over my fucking head and drop this leg. You feel me? So a lot of these guys are gonna be so good, man. Teddy's a vet too, but I think he stepped into his game and knows now a lot more what he could do going. What he's really capable of going forward.
Yeah, because in the past teams he's been on, you know, he was on the topper team, so he wasn't getting a lot of time. So because this team kind of opened his game up, you know what I mean? Like he was able to get to the basket, hit his midi, hit his three. Get and one, screen, get rebound. He was getting rebounds.
Boy, hey, listen.
Rebounds like
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Anthony.
So me and one of the players, we were on the bench and just watching Teddy get rebounds, and every time he'd get a rebound, he'd grab it. While he's in here, he grabs it. Oh.
Right.
He's in the air coming out. Oh. Right. So like one time we asked him like, "Yo, Teddy, why are you doing that, bro?" He's just like, "Yo, I'm tired. I'm doing." He said, "I'm tired. I'm just doing that to keep my mental going. I'm breathing."
That's funny. That's funny as hell.
I cried. I'm just like, listen, man. If that's what you got to do, bro, it was getting me hyped from the bench. So keep doing that, joint for me. But this season was good, man. It wasn't great because we didn't get to one of the goals that we had set for ourselves. But I really do believe that. And anything is possible because the team can go whatever way they want to go. But if we get a chance to run this joint back next year, we're not going to finish where we finished this year. We're going to definitely finish at a higher level. We're definitely going to be a playoff team. We're going to be a contender. On my soul, we're going to be a contender because the top teams in the league ain't none of them smack us consistently this year.
Exactly. None of them like beat us by 25 or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
ain't
what you think.
The number one team in the league, 2, 3, 4, ain't none of them smack us consistently this year.
Like, we just lost to the number one team
by 4 points in the last game.
Last game of the season. So, realistically, if we would have got that 8th spot, they would have been nervous. They would have been like, dang, like, we got them.
Oh, man.
Come on, bro. Like,
listen, I really do believe that any team in this league would have been nervous if we had gotten that 8th spot because we was not coming to play. It was just like if everybody else was going to come with us or if everybody is clicking on that one day. Because we always said it's either one player is clicking or 2 players clicking. All 4 or 5 of us are never clicking on the same day.
Time,
on the same day. Yeah, it was really weird like that. But like, I think it's a possibility that could happen. But like I said, man, it's up to whoever's in charge, the powers that be, and it's up to the Lord if we could get back here at that time. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, it's been an amazing season, man. I appreciate you for being my teammate this year. This shit was fun as hell.
Appreciate you too, my guy.
So many good times, so many jokes. You know what I mean? So many amazing moments that we shared together. You know what I mean? So many bad moments of whoever getting sick. Well, shit, I got sick twice out here. You know what I mean? That was bad. I almost shitted myself that one time we was in Surabaya. You remember?
Yeah.
You remember?
He said, ooh.
I said, oh, I gotta be back. I'll be back.
That's funny.
I ran right to the bathroom. That joint was crazy, boy.
They're like, where Anthony went? Like, he in the bathroom.
Hey, it be like that, man. Hey, that when you got that stomach virus, anything's possible. But sticking with Indo for a minute, man. What's your favorite part of Indo? And don't tell me the spicy food, man.
Don't tell you spicy food.
Nah, go ahead. Talk about the spicy food, bro. Talk about the spicy food, man.
No, I'll really think about it.
Yeah, give me a solid answer because I knew that's what you was gonna go to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a food expert at this.
No,
point.
You're not a food.
So
you a spice expert.
Right. I'm not quite sure. So like, honestly, I think if I can't go with the food, I gotta go with just the fan support, the fan love.
Yeah. Because
obviously, I'm sure you've been in those situations in those countries where you have a great game and you win, everybody loves you. Yeah. You have a bad game and y'all lose, like just terrible game, couldn't even put it in the ocean. You have those fans that's dogging you too in those countries. Yeah. I've had terrible games out here sometimes. Like especially my first year because I was getting used to the one on the court thing and it was messing with me mentally. I was trying to force it too much and just shot the ball bad some games. And I would still get positive messages from a lot of the fans out here. So positive messages saying, TC or Criswell, like you did so good. Yeah, I know you guys lost, but you did so good. I still hope you guys win the next game. It's so positive. Mm-hmm. And I'm down because you know us as hoopers, when you know you didn't perform the way you know you perform on a consistent basis. Yeah. And you come out there and you stink it up. You know what I mean? You stink it up. And when you do that, you're down on yourself like, damn, I got to do better. What did I do in my routine that I did? You know what I mean? You think too much about it. Like,
all of the things that went wrong.
Did I not get enough sleep? Like, you know, everything. You're just on yourself. And then you get those positive messages still. It makes you still feel good. Like, you know what? Right. It wasn't that bad. Or even if it was that bad, still in your mindset, you could bounce back positively because of all the support you still constantly get, and it's constant. So the fan support was A1. It absolutely just it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it in my eyes.
That's a major fact, and I will say, the people and my answer would have been the weather. You know what I mean? Because like I love the heat. But I love
I'm in the heat all day in the desert. Though,
nah,
so.
But desert weather is different from tropical weather. You know what I'm saying? Like the weather here, I say the weather and the fruits that are available here. Because you remember when we just got here, I was pointing out all the different trees, all the trees, all the
every
fruits.
tree had a different fruit. He was like, oh, that's a.
Like, hey, listen, my mouth was watering as I'm walking through this joint, and like, trust me, it did not disappoint. I'm an island boy at the end of the day, man. So coming back to another island and seeing a lot of the same fruits that I grew up with, like, really galvanized me and made me feel at home here. But yeah, the people as well. Outside of the fans, just the people at a whole here is just like really, really cool folks, man. Like everybody was really nice, really friendly off the rip. Everybody treated you like a person, even though. You know, for me, everybody's gonna run up on me and treat me like a thing for a good little minute. You know what I mean? Oh, let me get a picture. Right. I never seen anybody like you before. But like right after that, they're like, "Oh, you good? Everything's all right with you?" That's really cool. I really like that shit out here. It was really smooth. Even though I will say this though, 99.999% of the fans out here are amazing. There is that 0.01% that are little racist bastards, because I got some messages. I definitely got some messages that I had to send up to the people in charge and try to find them people. And Lord knows if I ever found you in person, what I was going to do to you. So I'm just glad I let the people in charge handle that shit. Amazing though. What have you learned from your experiences going overseas, being by yourself for a while? Because this is a solitary life for the most part, you know what I mean? Unless you have your family, unless you have like a good support system, this shit can get lonely. So like, what have you learned from your time?
It definitely can get lonely. But when I feel like when you're very locked in and you want to do well that season, it just gives you more motivation to get in extra shots. You know what I mean? Because we do have a lot of downtime.
True.
We practice about 3 hours a day, sometimes 4.5 if we do weights and whatnot that day too.
Another perk of being with the Tangerang Hawks.
Right, another perk, because not every team only practices one and then waits. Like some teams, morning, night, waits, like 2 days and all that stuff. So
and it be the trash teams too that ain't nowhere near good, and they still doing all of that extra.
Right. But I mean, when it comes to extra practices, I feel like if you're gonna bring in the whole team, have that second practice just be shots, because when you have multiple practices, they don't realize how much it wears down your body when it comes to playing a 30-plus game season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I say, like, exploring. I feel like, because I do know a lot of professional basketball players that will go overseas and they'll just be in their apartment or be in their room all day, every day. Go to practice, go back, and they don't even want to see what's, you're in another country.
Yeah.
Go, like, everywhere I've been, I will go to monumental stuff, you know what I mean? Like temples, lakes, or like just famous
spots in the situation, in the cities, different, like you said, monuments, different tourist attractions.
Because realistically, like you said at the beginning, we don't know if this is gonna be our last time ever in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So why not go check out Bali? Go check out all the monumental stuff.
Bali.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, why stay in your room? Like, I feel like the Americans that do that, they're overseas for. I feel like they're not experiencing the full life of overseas.
Yeah.
You're playing professional basketball. Yes, you're getting paid to do what you love, but at the end of the day, you don't know if that's your last time there. So why not see what that country has to offer? You know what I mean? And that's restaurants. That's going to different malls. That's just doing everything. Just being a tourist sometimes, because we have that much extra time to go do something. So,
what do you feel from your experience that you've learned that will make you a better person in the future?
I think a lot of time that we are spent away from our family makes me feel like sometimes, like, either I need to bring them with me to experience this stuff, or I need to start finding other countries with shorter seasons, because I did feel like a lot of things happened this year, regardless if it wasn't from my own personal family or people that I was close to, like, DC Youngfly lost his wife. You know what I mean? Anything could happen in a split of a minute, you know what I mean? And what made me really think about that was when we was on the bus and we got in that crash. Like, the bus almost flipped over.
Right.
Like, you never know what could have happened. Like, my son could have lost his dad that day. My lady could have lost her boyfriend. Like, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
So when I think about little things like that, I think about, like, when I make these future decisions on my career, how long is it? Can I bring my people with me? You know what I mean? The closest ones to me. How's the financial thing? Because if it is a long season, it has to be worth being gone so long.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm gonna make sure, and before I sign anything else, I'm gonna put all those things first. Yeah. Before I just be like, all right, I'm good. Let's take it. Go play again.
Yeah. So the loneliness has made you come closer to family and be a little bit more selfless. Yeah. Yeah, because
for sure.
Just talking about back that accident. Remember, I didn't even know what was going on. I was laying down. Right. And then all I heard was y'all yelling in the front. And as soon as I looked up, boom. Right. You know what I mean?
It was just crazy. I seen the truck kind of like sway close first, and then I looked back down at my phone, and then he did it again. Yeah. That's when it happened, and then I was like, "What the heck?" Because we got hit, and then we almost hit some other ish, and then had to go over here. It could have been bad. Could have been worse.
Could have been. It definitely could have been really, really bad, and we were sitting on the back end of that bus. So if it had flipped, it would have been over with. So, but to wrap it up, man, I always like to ask people this final question, man. This game that has brought us so much in our lives, that has enabled us to do so much, that enabled us to meet so many good people. How long do you think you got left in you? How long do you think you're gonna go for?
That's a tricky question, because Honestly, my body feels like I could at least go 5, 6, 7 more years. Honestly, I'm 30. I'm almost 30.
Ooh,
I'm 29.
Yeah,
almost. I'm pretty old, honestly, when it comes to
sure.
basketball.
Man, don't even start. Don't.
Yeah, so I think I could legit go until I'm like 35, body wise, just how I feel. But when it comes to, like I said, when I put all those factors into making my next decision, when it comes to financials, when it comes to my son, because at the end of the day, I'm also thinking about like, I'm low key missing out on his childhood.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't live with me full time out the year, but that's still 6 months out the year that I'm missing out on his childhood.
Yeah.
So that's in my head too. I'm like, and the only thing that will make me keep coming back is the financial, because now I'm making sure they're all good. Like I'm taking care of all the financials, so he's not worried about that. You know what I mean? So he's good on that end. But when it comes to still missing out on little parts, you know what I mean? Like I get calls from his mom and he did this today, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Like I wish I would have saw that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of hits home when I know I could have been at home a month ago when I would have got him. I would have had him since like May, like early May, and he would have been with me until like December. Right. You know what I mean? I would have had him that whole time. And when I think about these months, like, yeah, I'm over here, I'm chasing the bag, I am providing, but I'm missing out on that on that time.
Yeah, hey, that's something you can't.
I don't want to ever think exactly, and I don't want him. You know, when you get in your head, you don't want your kid thinking like he was never really here. Like I had a FaceTime relationship with him. Yeah. I don't want him really thinking that. So when I put that into play, I say 2 or 3 more seasons. But if the money gets to a point, you know, I can't say no to it. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going. So it's like,
I mean, shit, bro.
Yeah, it kind of just depends.
Depending on the situation you get in, you could just pluck him and take him with you.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That's just a conversation I'd have to have. But if I'm making that type of money and she's okay with it, yeah, I don't mind having him with me.
That's a fact.
And he's seeing the everyday life. That would be cool, honestly. Yeah. That would be cool. And I've seen multiple players do it.
Yeah. We seen a player out here with his whole family.
Wife, 2 kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's a possibility.
Around at practice.
Right.
Definitely seen him at practice.
Right.
But yeah, man, a great conversation, bro. This was definitely super fun to sit down and have this kind of talk with you, because I ain't seen you in about a week and a half.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was on vacation.
You know what I mean? I had to go get a little vacation in before we go back to the crib. And yeah, man, like again, bro, I just have to say, it's been an amazing season, bro. I appreciate having you as a teammate. Learned so much from you as a player this year. Learned so much from our experiences. And it's been fun. We had so many fun moments this year, you know what I mean? So it's bittersweet now that it's coming to this point. You text me yesterday, so you just like, yo, you sad about going home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, I'm sad the way how the season ended. I'm excited to go back to the crib.
Right.
You know
I mean, I'm the same way, because I miss my people.
Yeah.
I miss my ladies. So like, when I get back, like, I'm excited to get back, but the travel back.
God damn.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I got to do that shit in the AM. I'm going to be out for 25 hours, boy.
But by the time we land, it's going to be all good.
You know all lovely.
So.
But, yeah, man. Amazing talking to you, bro. Again, I wish you nothing but the best in your future, bro. Whichever way it goes, shit. If we never see each other again on the court, I'm gonna see you in Nevada, then.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Pull up, and if you don't come out there, I gotta hit the East Coast, because wifey never seen it. Now she never been to the East Coast.
Oh shit!
So I gotta bring her
to
New York. I gotta bring her to New York.
Yeah, come to New York. I'm gonna show you the Empire State Building.
Yeah. She gotta see all that. So and I've only been once to New York, so I gotta. And I was like 16, so I gotta see it again.
Come see what a subway look like.
Yeah, right.
Nah, man, but it's been amazing, bro. Wish you nothing but the best going forward. Wish you and your family nothing but peace and love going forward, bro. And yeah, it's been great, man. can't wait to do this shit again if we get to come back here.
Right.
If the Tangerang Hawks get to hearing this shit, you know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Right. Let us run it back, man. Let us run it back.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, we gonna make it shake, bro. Now go ahead and get that thing done. You know what I mean?
Sir. Got to.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you having me, gang.
Ain't no problem, G.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, guys, that was the second episode of HoopFaxxx, man, featuring Tyron Criswell. And if you like what you see here, please remember to do the YouTube things. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, go ahead and click that little bell icon. Thank you.
We had a good combo. Right?
Nah, we definitely had a good combo. So when I realized it was stretching long, I was just like, I ain't even going to do all that.
Hour. We was talking.
we was in there chopping it up, boy. Oh shit. We out.